Assalamualaikum. Today, me and my groupmate will do a presentation on our group project. Let us introduce ourselves.
This is ELLIANA AMIRA, NURUL Sri IWANA, Nur Shahira, FATIN AIMAN, and Nur FATIN RAFAIZZAH.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Shahira and represents the answers for question 2. According to FAR620, as per the definitions, an agreement with share control by two or more parties is referred to as a joint arrangements. Thus, a joint control is a contractually agreed equal share of control over an arrangement that only exists when decisions about the relevant activities require the unanimous assent of all parties involved. Besides, the requirement for unanimous approval indicates that any parties having shared control over the arrangements can prevent from any other party or a group of parties from unilaterally making decisions without its permissions. Therefore, in order for a joint arrangement to happen, it should have joint control and contractual agreements. For this situation, BAHRI has appointed senior management who had a right to make a key decision on an important project of the company and how the project is financed. Next, the terms joint venture and joint operations refer to two distinct but related forms of business partnerships. Thus, the parties to an agreement including a joint operations are accountable for the liabilities incurred as a result of carrying out the activity and have rights to the asset utilized. According to the duties and obligations assigned to them by the arrangements, each member is in charge of accounting for their proportionate share of the assets, liabilities, revenues, and costs. Therefore, the net assets of the joint venture in which they are involved are subject to the rights of the participants.
My name is NURUL Sri IWANA. I will continue presenting for question 2. According to the stated question where they have purchased shares equaling to 50% of the company's total voting power, this amounts to both Nel Berhad and Shinji Berhad that have jointly taken control of F&E Berhad. As a result of that, the group's consolidated financial statements have to be produced in accordance with MFRS 10, which is the current version. Furthermore, Nel Berhad now has the authority to make significant decisions regarding an important company project as a result of the joint control arrangement that happened between Nel Berhad and Shinji Berhad. In addition, Nel Berhad also now has supervisory roles to play in monitoring the project that is being carried out and in obtaining approval from Board of Directors regarding this matter. This shows that Nel Berhad has a controlling stake in the project and has been involved in its development. According to their rights and responsibilities, Nel Berhad and Shinji Berhad are required to account for the proportion of the project's asset, liabilities, income, and costs that are corresponds to their respective shares. As Nel Berhad should recognize its shares of the assets, liabilities, revenue, and expenses in the consolidated financial statements, Shinji Berhad should recognize its share of the assets, liabilities, revenues, and expenses in the separate financial statement. That's all for question 2. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is FATIN AIMAN BINTI AZMI, and now I would like to present question 3A and B. The answer for question 3A is Hendrik Berhad acquired 80% of the equity shares capital of Kendall Berhad in share exchange of 27 million. The non-controlling interest amounted to 4.5 million is measured at full goodwill. The excess of the consideration transferred, which is 27 million, the amount of any non-controlling interest in the acquired subsidiary 4.5 million, and the acquisition date fair value of any previous equity interest in the acquired subsidiary 26 million are recognized as goodwill amounted to 5.5 million. Since this is less than the fair value of the net assets of the subsidiary acquired, therefore, the differences is recognized directly in the consolidated statement of financial position and classified as non-current asset. Next question is B. The answer we get for question 3B is gain on disposal for Hendrik Berhad of 3.05 million. This is when the proceed of 26 million minus with carrying amount of investment amounted to 22.95 million.
In the event of a parent disposing of nearly all of these shares, the investment becomes a simple investment. This is because the holding entity disposed of most of its interest but retains some interest in the investee, although not sufficient for the investee to be classified as an associate or subsidiary. Hendrik Berhad disposed of 85% of its equity shareholding to Kendall Berhad, leaving an interest of 12%. For the preparation of the group statement of profit or loss, it will include the result of the Kendall Berhad up to date of disposal of the shares as at 30 June 2021. The value of Kendall Berhad's net asset will be dropped from 35 million to 24.8 million. Kendall Berhad loss for the year ended 31st December 2021 also will be reduced from 8 million to 4 million. The impairment loss of RM0.8 million will be reversed, resulting in goodwill remaining becoming RM5.4 million. The disposal of Kendall Berhad equity shareholding give rise to gain on disposal to both Hendrik Berhad's account and group's financial statement. The gain of disposal amounting to RM5.8 million will be recognized in the consolidated statement of profit or loss. The remaining investment will be carried at its fair value of RM10 million in accordance with FAR620 financial instrument recognition and management in the consolidated financial statement of financial position.
So I proceed with question 4. Plantan is a wholly owned subsidiary of OMO Berhad. On 1st April 2021, Plantan purchased 26,000 ordinary shares out of 104,000 in Sandy Berhad for 8.5 million. Plantan had the right to participate in the policy-making process and interchange of managerial personnel of Sandy Berhad. Explains the relationship between Plantan Berhad and Sandy Berhad with reference to MFRS 128 investment in associates and joint ventures. Since Plantan Berhad has purchased 25% shares of Sandy Berhad on 1st April 2021, that means Plantan Berhad has significant influence over Sandy Berhad. Significant influence means Plantan Berhad has the power to participate in the financial and operating policy decisions of the investee, but is not control or joint control of those policies. Sandy Berhad can be treated as an associate of Plantan Berhad. The value of 8.5 million will be recognized as investment in associates in the statement of profit or loss.
So that's all for our group project presentation. We would like to take this opportunity to give a big thanks for lending your ears, listening to us, and hope our presentation benefits those who listen. Thank you.